Testing 1, 2, 3. I believe we should be live. Yes, that is correct. Alright, and looks like something immediately already broke as we went live. Well, anyways, we'll have to do what we can. Hello, and welcome to a little bit of a late entry to TTRL's Realistic Series 1 Round 2 Mexico City Grand Prix. Qualifying session has already been underway for 5 minutes. I do apologize for the late live stream start, but there were some technical issues that I was trying to resolve, and we'll be trying to get them once the first lap of heaters have, it looks like Grizz and Red Dragon. It looks like Red Dragon's not on a hot lap as Grizz is retiring. Okay, so we got a grid of 20 drivers. To those who aren't familiar with this season's format of Realistic Series, the full-time drivers have established custom teams, and those custom teams are fighting for the constructors, while the rest of the drivers who are tuning in as reserves and potentially may become full-time drivers later on, well, they're only fighting for the constructors. As previously, you may have seen the current standings. It's P.S. Culliver leading the standings with his team CP Legends. His teammate Pavlison, which I believe is nowhere to be seen, actually. No, look at it. Yes, no, Pavlison is nowhere to be seen here for tonight's Realistic Series, so it's P.S. Culliver's lone wolf job to retain the Constructor and the Drivers' Championship here tonight. Now, as most of the drivers are currently into the pits or doing outlaps, we're going to try and fix our little telemetry issue here. Stand by, people, please. Right, looks like my, what I've prepared here for you guys tonight is a scoreboard, but that scoreboard doesn't seem to be wanting to function as I have told it to function. Oh wait, no, there it is on screen. Huh. Very weird. And the question is, will the scoreboard remain once I turn the game on? The question is... yes! No. Partially? Well, not on my screen, but on your screen. So anyways, this is the new scoreboard that I'm... that the team of Paddock Records, with myself included, have made. And today we're doing a little bit of a live test. So I'm actually gonna... do apologize for this, folks. Next time we'll have it as a little bit of a smoother experience, as we are still developing and trialing all of this. And tonight is a live demo of the scoreboard and other things that you are seeing here. So right now, let's see. So it's JDM who's actually in that Ferrari, who is setting the sectors ablaze with a 5 seconds increase in his pace, apparently. Must be an outlap that got registered. Oh, never mind. Now his real lap is in, and he is not the first 2 corners. He's down on his delta. Was improving. Now you can start seeing some of the custom teams here with P.S. Culliver up there and CP Legends. Now, JDM is also part of a team, but apparently it's not showing immediately, so we'll get that fixed for you in a jiffy. Most likely, when qualifying ends for the race, we'll prepare it so you guys can get the full hands-on experience. Yeah, looks like JDM has invalidated that lap, so it is going to be in the seats for him. So we're going to go on board with Lizzie Grant, who is improving by 0.2. This could be a significant improvement for their lap time. And up into 2nd place. Well done, Lizzie Grant. It's currently the Williams of Bonianici. in first place. While the championship leader, P.S. Culliver, in the Haas, about to prepare his flyer. Sultan Keba improving by 0.2. Now, why is Lizzie Grant showing improving by 1 second? I'll be honest, I can't answer you that one. This entire scoreboard is still under rigorous testing. So, we're hoping you enjoy for what's ready so far and what's to come. Come on, nearly there. 0.2 improvement. Sultan kept a very nice corner exit on the power now. And improves by 0.16, sitting at 156.614. Alright, let's actually go on board with DJ Perks. He seems to be improving on his... No, that's Milan. There's DJ. Very nicely done. And onto the power now. A bit of a spin on the rears, losing some pace there, but still a 0.2 improvement, putting him in third place with a 1:15.581. Now, Lizzie Grant, for some reason, is still showing to be improving by 2 seconds. Interesting. That could be potentially a little bit of an issue with this scoreboard. The delta times is something that the team has worked on quite rigorously, but apparently not rigorously enough. We'll join Sultan Kepa, who apparently, according to the scoreboard, is up by a second. Never mind. Yeah, no, these delta times are all over the place. So I'll be honest, I think we are gonna be saying goodbye to this scoreboard. Or qualifying at the very least. And go a bit back with the old classic Formula 1 scoreboard. We'll try to bring it back next week. So anyways, how has your guys' day been so far? I understand that heat wave all around the world as P.S. Culliver aborts his lap. I understand that the heat wave all around the world is still in effect. And, actually, yeah, Grizz retires due to a quali ban. And Bonnie Anichi actually improves on his lap times to get 15.322. Well done, Bonnie. Now in P8, most likely we got a lap going on by Milan. Not really an improvement currently. Still down by 1/10 on his personal best. Oh, but he looks like he is improving in this specific sector. No, he has invalidated his lap, and this looks like an in-lap to me. As LRS Carl brings it in P14. Well done, Carl. Is he going for a back-to-back lap? Am I tripping here? No, he's down 2/10. He can be. Right now, looks like Ev the Legend's on an out lap. An invalidated out lap. Alright, and here goes Ev for his lap in the Ferrari. Now with the... and... very nicely done, Ev. On the power now. No. Is he lifting? I'm not sure. For some reason it says that this is another outlap for Ev. No, it looks like he bailed out. And there's a Mercedes on the side of the road there? Hold on. Power Tuan. He seems to be on a... no, he is not. I am confused. What is going on? Is any driver going to be setting a lap? Most likely, Power Tuan is going to be the last one to set a lap. And I would actually like to see the perspective of TTN Optic, who is definitely on an out lap now. Who is letting by... oh boy, that was close. He has no laps, so he has no buffers, so this is all or nothing for Optic. And we have a traffic jam here, as every driver wishes to spread out at least a little bit so the dirty air doesn't affect their car when they're on their hot laps. Well, Optic, he's got a minute, but he's got no... yeah, he's not spacing out. He's using the slipstream of the Haas. That should be a big enough gap for that Haas to not be in his way, but... holy Moses, that is 348 kilometers an hour. Slamming on the brakes, rear sliding. Definitely closer to that Haas than he was before. Who is that Haas? Is that Owl or Culliver? Both are on laps right now. Actually, no, it's Culliver, most likely. Culver, not Culliver. Why do I keep saying his name like that? Alright, looks like Optic is doing good. Boniani improves on his time on a 15.215. And Optic goes across the line, setting the time of one... invalid? What? It was a 15.7, I think. What? When did he invalidate? It's Optic starting from the back. Right, who else is out there on the lap? Carl, come on. No, someone closer to the finish line. No, JDM, come on. He must be improving. Improving by 0.4, going up to P9. Well done, JDM. Right, what about Glizzy Grant? Getting on the lap. Maybe Power Tuan? No, Power Tuan's going into the pits. Danny Mac. Nope, Carl's about to finish. Ugh, Carl finishing. Way too much battery left. A 16-0, putting him in P11. Well done, Carl. And Danny Mac was close behind. Danny? There's a button on the wheel to activate the battery. Oh. Okay. And the last driver who... and it's over. It's over. Everybody has finished, and Lizzie Grant was the last driver to have not completed their lap and is on the side of the road. So this is your order. Bonnie Onichi, P.S. Culver, Richie Chappell 11, Sultan Keppa, DJ Perks, Night Owl, Milan, Lizzie Grant, Pickard, and JDM for the top 10. Then goes LRS Carl, Shane, Power Twan, Red Dragon, Frank Tank, Eb the Legend, Danny Mac, Defo Devils, TTN Optic, and Grizz to round us off. Well, that concludes the qualifying session. So let's have a little bit more of a detailed look into the quali results. So as in standard TTRL fashion, after every qualifying session we have a 5-minute break, as the TTRL logo seems to be having a little bit of a hard time staying on screen. I do apologize for that, folks. Hold on, I know how to fix this. No, apparently it fixed itself. Well, right, so let's actually sort out those teams that we had previously been seeing. Now I know that not all the drivers are in their correct teams. I understand that. I'm trying my best to set that up, but I don't think it's gonna work, unfortunately. This is experimental software that's going on its first, well, technically second demo run. CP Legends, at the very least, is in full swing. Right, the drivers that I need to correct is JDM, and put him into Team Sergeant's Orders. Grizz into Team... what was the name again? It was a good one as well. F1 terrorists, of course. And TTN Optics currently marked as player in P19, so that also needs to be corrected. But we're on our final few seconds before we start the formation lap. Right, looks like the drivers are off for their formation lap. Actually, allow me to utilize this opportunity to set up their teams. I don't think it's going to work. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to set up the teams. I do apologize, dear viewers. But we will get back to the main event. So the drivers are finishing their formation lap now. What I can see, the majority have chosen the medium compound, with Richie Chappie being the sole driver who has said, no thanks, I'll go for the hard compound of tire. Right, let's enable telemetry and all that good stuff. Ooh, scared me there for a moment. Hide UI. There we go. Now we're all nice and set up. And we begin with the 5 red lights. And away we go. Looks like Culver got a nice start. He's going to be side by side for Biani. He is. He's got a phenomenal start. He's in the lead. Well done, Culver. Now, Bonnie's not going to really let this slide now, is he? No, Culver goes sideways. He got rear-ended by the Mercedes. Who was the Mercedes? Was that Richie? I think that was Richie. Richie is now down the order as well. Bonnie. He has received an absolute gift. JDM, a 10-second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. How is that possible? And apparently the scoreboard decides that 10-second time penalty is a stop-and-go penalty? We'll just ignore that, hopefully. It's Salt and Keppa now in second place, as Bonnie is just running away with it. Where is Culver? Culver's all the way down in P11 with Dragon. It doesn't seem like the scoreboard's having the best of time when it comes to refresh rates, as Salt and Keppa executing that battery. And braking in front! Never mind! A good old switchback. Bonnie's gonna block him. It's a clever line by Keppa. Now on the power. Both got equal battery. This can go either way. The outside that turns into the inside. Keppa forcing him, but leaving just a legal amount of room for Bonnie. And makes the move stick. Bonnie is going to have to concede and stick and stay on just in second place. As clear skies in front of Keppa, he now needs to use this inertia that he's got and run with it. We got yellow flags somewhere. It looks like Red Dragon's on the side of the road. Never mind, it was Culver. Terrible. That's... I believe he might have rear wing damage from the impact that he received from Richie Chappie. His car is just undrivable. Salt and Keppa setting the fastest lap time as the car stops for some moment. And have the legend just rewriting that lap time. We see Biani does not have much. No, he's got a lot more battery in comparison to Keppa. The difference is 50%. That's huge. As JDM retires. As of Grizz being the first driver to get himself a 3-second time penalty. Now on the power. That battery difference is now shrunken down to 20%. Salt has been... He has significantly discharged that battery on the previous lap straight. And now he might be a sitting duck. As Biani has gotten himself to 100%. He's sitting on a healthy 60 though. Not terrible. As Richie Chappie sets the fastest lap of the session on hard tires. Well done. The speed difference this difference of speed is just night and day, and unfortunately, Salt is just gonna have to concede that position. It's Biani in the lead once again, losing his rear, and Salt goes side by side. As Night Owl is now creeping into this conversation, now side by side with Biani, who started the race as the leader, started the lap as a leader. Now in third place, getting pushed out a bit too wide and losing the position to DJ Perks as well. Some rough shoulder-to-shoulder action there. Biani is not a fan. Okay, apparently the scoreboard is considering the 3-second time penalty into a 35-second time penalty. That will be something that's going to be corrected. I do apologize, dear viewers. Once we go past the straight, I think there might be a way for me to turn off the penalties. Now on the power, will Biani have anything? He's got a better battery. Now the speed difference is not enough. Ooh, a lockup! Biani has to make avoiding action, and in comes Milan. And Biani is just bleeding positions all the way down into P7 now. Terrible action. Right, excuse me for a moment, dear viewers. I'm going to be trying to maybe turn off those penalties. No, doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to turn those off. So if they do become a little bit of too much of a problem, we're gonna have to, it looks like TTN Optic is the second driver to pick up a 3-second time penalty. Looks like, yeah. If more and more drivers pick up those 3-second time penalties, we're going to have to fall back to the old scoreboard. I do appreciate your guys' patience for allowing me to test unreleased software by Panic Records. Alright, looks like at least that has fixed the refresh rate, so okay, and we are in virtual safety car. We got a virtual safety car. There's a Red Bull on the side of the road there. And he's out. It's Grizz. It's Grizz. He's out of the session. What happened to him? I don't know. But that time penalty was just I guess, just too severe. We're on a full virtual safety car right now, and we're returning to normal pace. As Liz C. Grant and Devils have chosen this time to actually go into the pits. We can go on board with Salt and Keppa. So Keppa is currently sitting quite comfortably in that McLaren. Not part of any team, as I can remember. Let me double check that. Yeah, no, Keppa looks like to be an independent driver here tonight. As Culver is continuing to circle around the track in P15, I'm pretty sure there's some heavy damage on that rear wing. Now let's have a look at tire wear. Solid Keppa sitting on an overall percentage of 36, Night Owl 33, DJ Perks 32, Milan 25. The Tire Whisperer from the Netherlands. Milan in a Cadillac. He might be looking on to pounce on these guys once the tire differences grow even more. The Italian Stallions are looking mighty here tonight as their second member, I believe it's Defo Devils, currently in 17th position with a fresh pair of hards. A little bit of a wiggle there from Milan, but nothing he can't handle. In the meantime, Richie Chappie with the freshest tires of all the drivers who haven't pitted. Those hard compound 17%, it seems to be the right way to go for Richie. Ooh, a little bit of a contact, but I don't think no harm has been done. We got yellow flags. A 3-second time penalty for Night Owl that will be shown as a 35-second time penalty, I'm sure, yes. Actually, I believe because of the fonts that 5 is actually marked as an S. Well then, I will... yeah. I'm gonna be definitely taking notes of this one. As we are full course safety car. We got full course safety car. Mercedes... I can see a Mercedes standing, and it's gone. The Devils is gone. And Lizzie Grant, who has left the session. What is going on track? So, the drivers, P.S. Culver and Red Dragon, who made those pit stops earlier ago, they are gonna be pissed that right now there is a safety car and all the rest of the drivers are going to be able to get an even cheaper pit stop. Richie Chappie with these hard compound tires, which looked like a brilliant move for these first 8 laps, is now falling apart. Milan was saving his tires, getting him all the way up to 29% in comparison to the rest of the grid. That plan is also falling apart. All this advantage that other drivers have built up for themselves is now crumbling. Yeah, and we just got confirmation from the rest of the development team of Panic Records. And, well, I am a part of the development team as well as the founder of Panic Records. Richie's actually not pitting. Could be a gamble, could be a smart move, but he is leading the race now. Considering this track, a 10-second time penalty for Carl with a severe collision with Biani. How the hell did that happen? Hope there's no damage. As Red Dragon has just hopped into the pits himself and looks like he's going to be coming out at the very end. Richie is flooring it. A drive-through penalty speeding under the safety car for Red Dragon. And Richie Chappie being the lead car here right now, catching up to that safety car. The rest of the pack will be forming up soon. Everyone on 100% battery there. And Red Dragon has went into the pits and he has retired. He has retired from this session. Never mind. Is he retired? I'm confused here. No, he's out. He's out. The rear end being brought up by TTN Optic. Wait, what? No, looks like his car is just driving through the Phantom Zone and going to be coming out of the pits any moment now and pulling over. At least I assume. We're only down to 15 drivers. And Carl getting himself a drive-through penalty. Actually, a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Now, Richie has been very gentle with these hard compound tires throughout this race so far, as the rest of the field is going to be trying to manage 26 laps with these tires. Richie's going to be on the disadvantage at the very beginning with Salt and Keppa right on his rear. He is doing the smart move of trying to dump all the excess fuel. As Red Dragon has left the session and now is fully out of the session and fully out of the race here tonight. Looks like the safety car lights are still on, so we're up for one more lap. Under safety car conditions. Richie has been able to manage these tires quite well under safety car conditions, up to 20%. Richard, what are you doing? Richard, I'm sorry, but this is literally the worst. This is the worst thing you could have done. And he's pitted for hard compound tires. I am bewildered. I don't understand. The rest of the grid sitting on 1 or 2%. As Richard returns in 14th position. He could have pitted earlier if he wanted to pit. I'm at a loss. I don't understand. Maybe he had second thoughts about his initial plan, but it was already too late. You committed to that plan, Richard. Oh, boy. Well, Richard, P14. I guess let's go to our now again. And Carl gets a 3-second time penalty. Carl, you can't do this to me. Oh, boy. You can't do this to me, Carl. Like, come on. And we have just gotten official confirmation that safety car is in this lap, folks. This is it. Racing will resume. We got Night Owl in P2 with a 3-second time penalty. Yes, that second number that you think is a number is actually a letter S due to the fonts. Don't worry, me and the development team are making notes, and we will bring you a more enhanced and detailed broadcasting experience next week in Realistic Series Round 3. But right now, let's finish Round 2 as Keppa throttles it and now goes full power. The rest of the grid caught a little bit sleeping. Let's see battery consumptions. We can't see Night Owl's consumption because he has that penalty, and the overlays are unfortunately what they are. The only way Night Owl gets into top position contention is if he gets past Keppa here and runs with it. Night Owl, being one of the more capable drivers here in TTRL, definitely top 5 if you ask me. And amongst those top 5, not in order, would be Speed Demon, Milan, Vortex, and Nifty Masar. Nifty. We'll just go with Nifty. I don't remember the correct pronunciation of the second part of his name. But Night Owl being amongst those legends of pace and consistency, with significantly more energy and a little bit of a waste considering he just reached 100%. Now on the power, Salt definitely has enough battery to stay ahead. Right, so Salt's battery is actually going quite low. There's a 20% difference right now, but this is the place where he has been very consistent and very capable of recharging his battery. The difference in tires is very, very minimal, as we don't see Power Twan's tires because he doesn't have telemetry on. Thank you, Power. Seems to be quite a gap forming behind Biani. Actually, looks like Milan is not able to keep up with DJ Perks. It's barely staying within the second. I know that Cadillac's hard to drive, but the understeer of the Audi should be more difficult to manage in DJ's hands. He maintains that 1 second gap, so it's the top 5. Sticking with each other, and then Picard from Team Big Mac and Pick-A-Mix in a little bit of a lone race, with Ev the Legend struggling to keep up with no battery. As Shane's coming in. Go on, Shane. Ev goes a little bit wide. The inside becomes the outside, and he sticks it. He holds it for now. The battery difference must be quite major. Shane must gonna be trying for a dive. He's gonna go for it. Side-by-side action, and hello, Danny Mac. The second driver for Team Pick-A-Mix. Sorry, Big Mac and Pick-A-Mix. Currently delaying Shane and giving his teammate the much-needed breathing room. And they continue racing. Power Twan's falling down rapidly. What happened to Power? He's holding in there, I go. Okay, but come on. Hold it in there. Now in the power, let's see if Twan is going to remain. I mean, Richie is in 13th position now, at the very least. Hold on, there's been a change for the lead at the position. It's Night Owl. Hold on, the good old switch up, Keppa. He has been able to pull this move on Biani before. Is he going to be able to pull it on Night Owl? Night Owl's got overtake. So unfortunately, Keppa is going to have to sit back and look at the back of a Haas. As DJ Perks is literally being able to determine what kind of gearbox oil Keppa has, with Milan and Biani not far behind, and Picard 1.7 seconds. Biani being the next driver to pick up a 3-second time penalty. Night Owl going in for the inside line to try and break away that slipstream for Keppa. On him, DJ Perks on significantly less battery. Now, how are these guys' tires? Battery looks... well, Milan's looking like with the best battery, with DJ Perks struggling, I'll be honest here. Now let's talk tires. 16, 15, 13. Once again, Milan proving that skill does matter when it comes to just keeping your tires in check. As Richie Chappie has taken 12th position away from PS Culver. Milan's actually falling a bit back from the rest of the top 4. Biani's still keeping at it. Good for him. Because right now, Night Owl and Biani in that top 5 are the drivers with massive problems. Those being the 3-second time penalties that are weighing heavily on their finishing times. Going 1 second back, just 1 second, Pickard is really trying to close in that gap and join this top 5 fight. What kind of laps has this man been putting in? But way further back, we got Ev the Legend and Danny Mac going for a brutal fight. And Danny Mac retains 7th position as Ev the Legend drops a few. As hello, Frank the Tank from Team Big Apple. Is not able to hold that position as the inside becomes the outside. A little contact there from Frank. And he concedes for now. No, I'm hearing contact somewhere. Looks like Power Twan and PS Culver are swapping positions. TTN Optics starting from the back of the grid, now into the top 10. Sitting with a 3-second time penalty, sure, but still. It's something to be impressed by. Now I have a question. Does Pickard have? Yes! Yes, he has overtake. He has involved himself into this top fight. He is now officially part of this top pack of drivers. As well, we can see DJ and Salt and Kappa going side by side there. Actually, no, it's Milan. Now, it was DJ Perks. Sorry, it was DJ Perks and Salt and Kappa. Milan's the cameraman here. But clearly too much battery to know what to do with. This section would significantly reduce downforce on that Cadillac, not doing him any favors. How close is Biani to him? Not that close, but still. I don't know if Biani has noticed that Pickard has snuck up behind them and now introducing himself into the equation. But Biani no longer has to worry for both ends. Now on the power, on the straight. Let's see what happens. Absolutely nothing. Wait a minute. Something is happening. Kappa's going for a move. The inside becomes the outside. And DJ's trying to throw himself into the mix. Kappa's in front, but just by a little bit. Tiny little bump trap from DJ. Is he thinking it? Is he thinking it? Oh, wow, DJ, I'm absolutely impressed with your driving. Absolutely impressed with your braking. And there goes Night Owl, falling down to 4th position due to a little bit of a contact from DJ Perks. I'll be honest, that's, yeah, no fault to DJ. DJ was kept keeping a very respectful gap from those two drivers. I would not have been able to go that close to cars even if I knew where they were going to be going and could practice that simulation or that situation over and over again. The way the DJ is able to keep that close to the rear end of a car without making contact, and we got a virtual safety car. Shane, it's Shane. Shane has dropped down the order. Do we see any damage on the Shane? Oh boy, all we see is damage. He's got no nose. That thing is not a Formula 1 car, that is a dune buggy. Yeah, I mean, if you lifted it, probably, maybe, but, you know, that's a go-kart now. He's gonna need a front wing. That's a boat. Captain Shane behind the helm. That might, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one, actually. That is a very interesting situation, ladies and gentlemen. You might have not realized what has just happened. You might be thinking, why did Shane just pull out of the pits? Well, he was coming in way too fast. If he went into the pits, he would most certainly, definitely gotten the 10-second time penalty because he wasn't able to slow down in time. The quick thinking of this driver here, he has saved himself that 10-second time penalty and that awkward feeling. Now, under virtual safety car conditions, he's able to drive at the same pace as the rest of the grid. However, if this virtual safety car lifts before he makes it into the pits, this turns out to be terrible, terrible decision. And it does lift. That means the driver behind him, Pickard, is going to be able to go for an overtake. And Shane moves aside. Shane, TTRL's head of the stewarding panel. He understands in what kind of position he is, and he is not going to be endangering any of the Oh. Now that's just bullshit. Getting a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits? Dude, the drive is... he's got his hazard lights on. And another 10 seconds for exceeding track limits. He's basically on the side of the road letting people go for quali laps. Sorry, Salt Keppa went for the pits? Hold on, let's go check out these guys' tires right now. So it's the top three that didn't pit during the virtual safety car, and Shane is sitting on 20 seconds of time penalties. Maybe that move wasn't so brilliant. He's gonna need to slow... No, that is a retirement. That is a retirement. Very sorry to see this, Shane. I'm really fucking am. Sorry, bud. Anyways, Milan in the lead. So nothing is new here at TTRL. It is our very own Milan in the lead as I'm sitting back and relaxing and understanding that everything is right with the world. If Milan's in the lead. It's like a singularity that has just patched itself. In the meantime, Abda Legend and Richie Chappie, the two drivers who have not actually gone for the pits, as DJ Perks being the lead car who has actually went for the pits. Salt Keppa went in when the virtual safety car was lifted, so let's see that gap distance right now. Well, because of the penalties, we can't see it, but let's assume it's a lot. Let's assume it's a lot. DJ Perks being the biggest winner here right now. As this is actually going to be an interesting situation. We got 14 laps still to go. And how much are the tires degraded? Milan is comfortable with his 27%. Question is, can he make it all the way through? No idea. In the meantime, Night Owl's still behind DJ Perks, so the fight continues between those. Oh hey, Penrose, good to see you in the chat. How are you? Oh boy, there's a significant speed difference between Night Owl and DJ. He dives in, and he sticks the landing with more battery coming out of the situation. Significantly more battery. Night Owl is gonna run with it. Guess that's the difference between a Haas and an Audi. Night Owl, who most definitely was not very happy with getting rear-ended by DJ. And I'll be honest, it was a racing incident. I'm not saying DJ's at fault at all there. But now retaining that position and currently in the provisional lead. If the top three do not pit. As Ev the Legend being the next driver to get himself a 3-second time penalty. Fortunately, due to those time penalties, we can't see the difference between Night Owl and Ev on there. Yeah, DJ just does not have the amps, does not have the wattage to go for a move on Night Owl. Damn, I'm a shitty commentator. I've run out of things to say. As the drivers seem to have found a passive rhythm. Actually, it looks like the closest competition here might be from Frank the Tank and Danny Mac. I wouldn't say it's that close. What about their batteries? Ooh, Danny Mac's running flat. But it looks like it's going to be a decent points haul for Team Pick-A-Mix. Powertwan retires. He does it into the pits, so now we're down left with 13 drivers. With 11 laps to go. Now on the straight. Frank has definitely got the battery charged, so if he can get close enough. Now on the brakes. If he can stay close enough for this next section. No, looks like Danny is able to recharge more battery than him. Yeah, it's not imagine. Hold on. Ev the Legend has just been overtaken by... What has happened there? Contact with Pickard and Ev the Legend. As the two McLarens are now side by side. And there goes Ev. Ev is gone. There must be some damage on that Ferrari. He's spun and smacked into the wall at least several times. Where is he? Yeah, no, that's severe damage on that Ferrari, and he's onto the runoff. He can't brake in time. And there goes the rest of that front wing. Sparks coming on from that carbon fiber. As Optic is the next driver to pick up a 3-second time penalty. Terrible, terrible for Ev. He was doing quite well for himself. Right. Let's go into driver gaps. Richie Chappie, 1.8 seconds from Milan. So, and if he refuses to go to the pits, then well. Richard, you might be onto something special here, son. A terrible start for you, which I don't know who was at fault, but you might have a penalty coming to you. I don't know. It's a 50-50. Either it happens or does not happen. That's how my math works. But right now, you have repaid yourself with this strategy if it holds. Behind you, you got a fresher, hard compound, angry Night Owl. Currently occupying 3rd place. And clearly dissatisfied with the position that he is in. You are on I wouldn't say significantly, but considerably fresher tires than Milan. So the Italian Stallions in 1st position and Loki Dick in 2nd currently. With the next team would be Big Mac and Pick-a-Mix. Now, just visually looking at this, it looks like and Pickard picks up a 3-second time penalty. That is not good for Pickard. It does look like Night Owl is actually gaining quite quickly to Richie Chappie with 8 laps to go. Bondi has thrown in the towel. A fantastic start. A terrible race is beginning into the race, and unfortunately, he's had enough. PS Culver in P10. TTN Optic in P9, picking up a 6-second time penalty. Seems like a lot of cars behind Night Owl that really, yeah, and Richie gets a 3-second time penalty. Very poor timing for the lad. As Richie is now on the gearbox of Milan. Oh, is he moving over? He is. Huh? Oh, I see what he's doing. Clever move by Milan here. He is going for overtake, and he's got 100% on that battery. And he does not need to fight. All the nearest competitors got 3-second time penalties on them. He's going for the top speed record. 351 achieved by Milan. As Richie Chappie currently holds the lead after a very interesting move by Milan, and it's Night Owl who is still chasing them down. Sullivan Keppa behind, currently side by side with Pickard. The 2 McLarens, but not teammates. Definitely going shoulder to shoulder as Pickard does not leave him any room, gets himself a punt in the side pod. De Picard definitely using more battery than Keppa there. Though Picard does have just a little bit more juice in there. Keppa now. On the power. He does not actually have a 3-second time penalty. DJ Perks behind him, though, does. And then Danny Mac, a few seconds behind as well. Without any penalties. In the meantime, Night Owl has officially gone up to Milan and Richie. Both these drivers did not pit for fresh hard pound tires. Sitting at 52%, and most likely Night Owl sitting around 40. So the difference is not that massive anymore. It was the wrong call to go to the pits for the tires. At least so far we're seeing that now as... I'm sorry, am I getting this right? Richard is running away from Milan? Sorry, I just need to... 1.8 seconds. So, it looked like Milan was letting Richard escape. As he's now gonna hold up Night Owl? But they're not teammates. Richard's got the Mercedes. As Night Owl in the Haas is now side by side with Milan that became the inside and now the outside and now securing the position. Milan right behind is gonna go for a move on Night Owl. A little bit premature, but Night Owl sees it, avoids the contact. He's got enough battery to make a move whenever he wishes. What about Picard behind? Just a spectator, not close enough to take part. Come on, Milan. I know those tires are a bit older, because right now when it comes to the tire percentages that we are only showing the averages. And in this case, it's gonna be the left sides that are gonna be getting the more punting than the right. As Sultan Keppa consumes Picard. Oh boy. Maybe a bit more than what was expected. That is front wing damage for Picard. Is he gonna pit? He might pit. Richie Chappie pits? What is going on? Did he get damage? I don't understand. Richie was running with it. Maybe those tires were just that close. Maybe it was puncture range. And our percentage graph is just not showing the whole picture. As Richie returns in P9. And it's Night Owl currently in the lead with Sultan Keppa in second place provisionally. There is clearly something I don't understand here. As these drivers are significantly more advanced than me. Milan is struggling to keep up. And Keppa. Right now, he is fighting for the race win. Night Owl in front of him. If he clears Milan efficiently and stays with Night Owl, he will win. Come on, Keppa. That's a slipstream. That's an increase of speed. It's a speed difference. 351 achieved. He's on the ideal line. Milan overshoots. What becomes the inside becomes the outside. And now on the power. A little bit of hesitation there for Keppa. But he's got the ideal line. Milan can close it fully for him. As he overshoots again, but does textbook blocking. Night Owl is loving this, as Milan is not letting him get away, but right now, Milan is destined for P2 if this continues. Milan is just too slow in this second sector. Kappa can't do anything. Come on, Kappa, you gotta clear him. I know it's Milan at the end of the day, but you're in a McLaren. On the power. Come on, Kappa. Come on, Kappa. He's gaining. He's gaining. He should have held that slipstream just a little bit longer. Now being squeezed by Milan. What is the outside becomes the inside. And he clears Milan in the nick of time. The difference between him and Night Owl is 3.4 seconds. And he has 2 laps to go. Come on, Kappa. Come on, Kappa. 3.2 seconds. He is gotta push in, and he's gotta put in the laps of his life now. 3.3. 3.7 now. Come on, this is the sector where Milan is struggling, and you can see the difference. You can see how much Milan was holding him up. As DJ Perks, well, I doubt he's gonna be able to pull 3 seconds off. If he overtakes Milan here. Night Owl struggling on the exit. Milan now officially in 3rd position. And Salt and Kappa, he has got to get 6/10 in this final lap of the race. I'm holding onto my seat. This is an intense final. We have never had such an intense final. It's 2.8 seconds. Night Owl made a mistake somewhere in that place. In the chicane of Sector 1. It's 2.8, 2.7. Come on, Kappa. 2.6. We got yellow flags. It's looks like Optic. Yeah, it looks like Optic's very slow on the side of the road. Hold on, let's see if we can tune in on Optic. What is he doing? What is he doing? Does he have damage? I don't know, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Salt and Kappa, he's able to pull off 2.6 seconds. Milan was basically a best friend for Night Owl, trying to give him the win, but Kappa pulls it through on the final lap, overtaking Night Owl's 3-second time penalty and winning with a rear punt by DJ Perks. He wins the Mexico City Grand Prix. Night Owl will have to concede with 2nd place. Milan in 3rd. Danny Mac, P4. Frank the Tank, P5. DJ Perks ending up in P6. Richie Chappie, after questionable to tactical decisions, most likely we're not getting the big picture here, in P7. P6 for PS Culver after a just destructive beginning to the race. Glad to see he's still holding in there for some points for his team. I don't know how the tallies are going to look at the end. Pickard in P9 after his broken front wing, so Pick-a-Mix unfortunately getting some points out and not getting all the points out there. LRS Carl in P10, the Cadillac of TTN Optic in P11, and Ev the Legend just holding it in there with that Ferrari for P11, who are actually, they're crossing the line right now. Oh, they've just done it. The race is over. Your winner, Salt and Kappa. At this point during our broadcast, I would have given you a screen showing all the results, but I am having a look at it, and it's quite clear that it's not working. I do thank you all for being here with me. Tonight we have experienced a fantastic race, Sultan Keppa being our race winner. Congratulations to him. And tonight we have also experienced experimental equipment. Throughout the week, me and my team will continue to polish this to bring you a more high-quality broadcasting experience. But I thank you all for watching. I thank you all for tuning in. And stay tuned for more TTRL action as this Sunday we return for the Tiers races. I've been your host, Spy Classic, and I'll see you next week. Take care.